don't you just rewind and clip the other?
Kid!
Just rewind the explosion and clip the right wire.
I'm not trusting you.
You're not trusting me?
You can't.
You're not trusting me?
As far, because you are not making no sense. First, hey, pause and get away.
Welcome back to another episode of A Land to the World. I'm your host, Keem the Wiseman. First, I'd like to, thank my boy right here, Chris. They all don't know Chris. This is my roommate, his brother. First, appreciate you, man, for sure. Because today been crazy. It's been a lot just trying to get all this together and getting it set up, but we're here now. But I'm gonna start off by just saying, like, how's your week been going, bro? Like, how from scale of 1 to 10, how's your week mentally, physically, emotionally, like, just all around? Like, how you feel?
Together, all around.
But in a category, like, across the board, like, mentally, physically, emotionally, like, spiritually, like, across the board.
Pretty straight mentally. Can't let nothing take you mental. Physically, just been drained. Been doing a lot of stuff, been active, been on the move all week. That's really just normal though, for real. Been straight though. Normal week for real.
Alright, man, that's straight. So, if you could, let's say, like, restart your week, like, would you say that you need a restarter? Like, would you say you need to redo it?
I really got nothing I need to redo. I don't think so. As far as this week.
Alright, so I'm gonna ask you a question very quick, Quiz. Like, let's say, what would you say is like the last important thing to you that you remember that you missed, or like anything for whatever reason, like not just recently, but like just in life, like an important thing that was missed, or opportunity that was missed, a decision that you said no to when you really wanted to say yes, but you was just like too afraid, or like what's something that Chris missed?
Oof. I'm not too sure about something I missed, but I tried to dwell on just missed opportunities. You gotta live in your present, look for just new things, but I can't really put my fingers on that I necessarily miss.
But if I had to really just think about it, I'll say I don't really think I missed any opportunities in life recently, but just overall, I know there's a couple things that, like, I know for a fact I want to take back, like some of the decisions where it came to, I'm gonna miss out on this family function or this family event to like go to work to get some money up, or like or just certain experiences where decisions were brought up to me, like, hey, do you want to try this or do you want to do this? And it was like, nah, I'm good, like, because I was just either too afraid, or it was just like I was not really, my head space wasn't in the right space, but I was just like, nah, man, I can't, like. And looking back at it, like, sometimes, like, I won't go back on it. Like, I can recall the time in 8th grade where we had a pep rally, and what was it? I think it was Mike Scott, when he played for the Hawks, came. He was looking for people for, who want to play basketball, get it out, this and that. And it was like, I remember I was in the front, and I didn't want to say nothing. I didn't want to do nothing because I was just like, man, nah, if I ain't gonna beat him. Like, I'm gonna do it for it. But it was just like, in that moment, he picked another kid. They played, don't get me wrong, the kid was nice in basketball, but it was like, he just let him score on him. Like, next thing you know, it was a game at 6. Brett gave him $600 afterwards. And I was just like, dang, I could have just, if I don't know he was going to let me win and not embarrass me in front of everybody, I could have got $600 richer. But it's just like, those moments is what really kind of defined as like something like that made me think, well, dang, next time someone asks, do you want to do something, or do you want to like just like maybe I should jump out and forth, like maybe I should just like, oh, let me raise my hand, let me not be scared on certain things like that. But it's just like that's what that those moments you don't get those back. It's either right then and there.
You gotta take your opportunities.
Mm-hmm. But what would you say like it's a moment in life where you could have did something else that it might not even be significant. It might not even be something that was big, but just something that might have triggered a whole new like stage, like a whole new pathway for you.
Probably basketball. My decision on where I went to school. Because I definitely could have went somewhere else. It's like you can add more into basketball. I feel like I definitely would have been playing, especially on the high school level.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just didn't do that. I chose a different path. But I mean, like you said, of course you can't live with no regrets, but I missed it. I mean, of course you can always do something. I don't think your window is really ever closed for too many things, but it's just not something that I even want to do anymore.
I mean, I'll say, now that you just threw that out there, like with basketball, I'll say there was times where I know for a fact where I know like my mom went, my friend got an AAU team, he got a basketball team, you can go do this. And it was just like, me in the event, I remember the first time she asked me, I was playing the game, and I was just like, man, I'm close to beating this game, beating this level. I don't want to get up, but it was like, she gave me an option to. It wasn't like she was making me, but it was like, hey, do you want to do this? And it was just like, later on in life, I started to think like, dang, maybe if I actually would have went to those at some point, I might actually would have been like, oh yeah, let me take it serious, or let me do this and let me do that. Because a lot of dudes I know that play on that team, not saying they all just out there, but some of them like they real good. Like they can really get out there. They can really put that. And I know I had moments in life where I wouldn't say those resources, but like opportunities to put myself out there, or not even just put myself out there, or just get looked at, where I could be like, damn, well, if I would have took it serious then, and I was nice enough, like that opportunity would have been golden for me. So it was just like certain things like that.
Right there.
Yeah, but it's just like at every moment you just gotta really think like, dang, what would happen if I do this? What would happen if I don't do this?
You feel like something you missed out on?
I mean, I feel like it's something I missed out on, but then again, it's like I don't feel like I missed out on it for real, because it led me open to a new path. Like it gave me a new interest, or it was just like, you know what, maybe this ain't for me. Yeah. But then I sit back and think on it, just like, well, if I did do it, maybe that would be for me.
Yeah, I think as a human being, you really can't do everything, bro.
No, you really can't. Can't plan out for nothing.
You can't do absolutely everything, yeah.
Nah. But it's crazy that you say that word absolutely, because when it comes to like with this episode of just absolute attendance, I feel as though like, every time you wake up, it's just like if you was in class saying here, like every time you wake up, like, oh, that you checking in, like, oh, I'm here. Like this day is not gonna be repeated. This day is not gonna come again. Like you won't see, like, even today, what's today? Today's February 3rd, 2022. We won't see another February 3rd, 2022. So it's just like, what are you gonna do with this day?
Yeah.
And then
this day.
Tomorrow's February 4th.
I feel that though. I definitely understand that. Just trying to be productive in everything. Trying to be like, I don't know, productive with every day. Trying to do something every day. Take like small steps forward every day.
So, would you say that you could probably take steps or plan out to never miss another opportunity or like to never miss another situation like that again? Like, do you feel like there's certain ways you can do that?
I don't think you can. I think missed opportunities are part of life. It's one of those things where it's like, damn, I missed it, but you gotta keep your head up, gotta keep looking for more. You always gonna miss opportunities. But with every missed opportunity, there are more to open up. There's more things that you can do. It's more avenues you can take. You can't think of something. Even if you had something, this was something you was set on for a long time. Just time coming. Just it's like you gotta. I'm not gonna say jump off, but you gotta just look for another way to do it. Like I don't believe in just quitting on the first. You know, you feel me? The first time something pop up, something go wrong, something go off track. You feel me? So. I mean, you always gotta look for a different avenue, different pathway to get what you want to get.
I feel that, for sure. But would you say, like, because there are people out there that feel like, well, if I keep this routine or if I make this plan, I'd say that I'm I was more heavily like that before, but like now I'm starting to open up more about it and kind of delete that mindset from me. But it's just like, there are people out there for real who think like, well, if I keep everything routine, everything uniform, and just keep it all like this, like it's going to turn out like this. Like it's going to be the same. It's going to be like that. But it works out for some people, but some people it's not. Like me personally, I don't feel as though like you can really just plan or make moves for everything that's going to happen. Like, you can say, well, okay, all right, well, I wake up at 8 o'clock. I know 10 o'clock I got to be at this meeting. But 6 o'clock, tire might get flat. Or like 8 o'clock, somebody might call you and say, oh, you forgot that you had a dentist appointment or you had something. So it's just like things come up, things come about where it's just like you don't feel like you can necessarily do anything about it. And I feel like people got a lot of issues with just really accepting that fact.
I mean, it's an inconvenience, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
but you don't always somewhere you've been looking forward to all week and you're damn tired of that. That's true.
But when you think about it, ain't inconveniences really just blessing in disguise sometimes? Like, shit, there could be, oh, I gotta be at this party, and let's say you running late. Cause I know there was a time I was calling, had to be home by a certain time. Probably snitching myself saying this story, but it's whatever. But like, I know I was out somewhere I didn't have to be. Well, no, I could be there, but we ain't gonna get on that. Mom, I love you. But I was out somewhere I wasn't supposed to be. I had to be home by a certain time, and I was just like, dang, like, I need to rush. Like, I know it's about 20 minutes from my house, but I mean, if I put my foot on the gas, I can get there by like 10. So it was just like, I'm trying to rush back, trying to do everything. I told myself, I'm gonna leave at 9 o'clock. But as soon as I was just like so ready to go and rush, I'm leaving out. I'm forgetting I left my keys, I left my phone, my wallet and shit. So I'm going in and out the place that I was in, trying to go back home. About time I was ready to leave, it was probably about 30 minutes from their original time. About time, but here's the thing about it. 30 minutes before, I just kind of did the math in my head, just saying, well, I left 30 minutes before. If I was to leave directly at 9, 20 minutes from my house, by like 9, 10, 9, 20 or so, I hit a street on my way home. Soon as I was going through it, roadblock was literally just getting put, like they was literally like cars was leaving. And I was just like, dang, I seen the lights from where I was coming up and I was just like, oh, they coming this way, what's going on? I ended up getting my phone, what's it called? My phone out, because at the time I didn't have my, I still don't believe in wallets. I had the wallet case. Open it up, I don't got my ID. I don't got my license. Yeah. And I was just like, I'm so like stressing, just like, dang, I gotta get home. I'm running 30 minutes behind this, like, but it was like within that mess up for me leaving everything or me just, taking my time, I ended up like avoiding that. Mm-hmm. So it was like, it worked out a blessing in disguise for me. Like, it was just something that happened. But,
stuff line up like that too.
Yeah.
It's sometimes stuff that you don't even see though.
It'd be crazy though. It'd be crazy, like, just what actually like kind of lines up sometimes. Like, I don't want to say it, but the power of black people time be so amazing at certain points. Like, you realize like, damn, I gotta be here from at this haircut appointment at 4:00, but your barber, he not even home at 4. Like it works out sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. But I'm gonna kind of take it into a direction by just asking. Let's just say whatever you believe in, whether it be God or anything, no matter what, angel. Like let's just say someone comes to you. Matter of fact, let's say if you was to come to yourself at night, let's say you just woke yourself up and you were told, I got 2 boards, not even 2 boards, 2 TVs in front of you. One shows, all your happy, good memories, where it be a great memory, good memory, amazing memory, like whatever the case might be. It just, let's say 100 memories. And on the other board, you got 100 regrets. Or just decisions that you wish that you could do, that or redo or take back. And they said, in order to change one of these regrets or bad decision or wrong decision, you got to sacrifice one of these memories. Is that something that you would do? Because me personally, I'm gonna be 100. I would definitely consider it at the very initial point of him asking me that question.
You depend on the memory, definitely. It depends on the memory and the regret that I want to exchange.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
All right, so first of all, let's just say that does come up. What would be your regret? What's something that you can think of in your life that you feel like I regret or I would change? If you had to choose, what's something up there on that board?
If I had to, I normally don't like to. I don't think about again missed opportunities, regrets, any of that stuff. But I mean, if I had to, probably well, I already said me going to school, a different school type thing, different system or whatever.
All right.
But just
now thinking about that decision to go to school, do you really feel like that's a regret, coming out to the end point? Because if we think about it, everybody if I could count or have $1 for as many people I know that would say, I changed a different high school I went to. Oh no, I go to this school, or I wish I didn't go there. But thinking about it, did you really would you really change that? Would you really consider that to be a regret? Because think about what came out of it.
I mean, yeah, I'm saying like you said, for the regrets, I mean, you got to see the light in your situation. That's what I was saying. I don't really believe in regrets because you see the light in your situation, but it's I wonder what it would have been like.
Yeah.
Had I took that different path, had I went to somewhere else or discovered something else that I like to do, another passion that I had, something like that.
All right, so keeping that as maybe, all right, so that decision to change high schools. First of all, hold on, what grade was that? Was that beginning of night, high school, or was that some point in high school?
Kind of, it was throughout.
Throughout.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just say freshly graduated 8th grade Chris, and you got the decision for the high school you went to. All right, let's say your family you're going to this. If you could go back, now, if you were to actually go live and change to see how that was, you got that one token. What memory, what would you really, what memory would you think would be, if you was to put that on a scale to either balance out or tip in your favor, that's worth you saying, worth you saying, let's relive that in this perspective? What would you say?
As far as going back, you saying, what would I trade out for that?
Yeah, what would you trade? What would you gonna put in?
Think about just good memories and stuff like that.
Just one. The one that's equal. All right, so in this case, it's a decision. So if you traded in this decision to go to this school, what's the decision you made around that time? Like your 8th grade year that you was traded out for?
I'm not sure. Wow.
Alright, well, I'm gonna say a regret for me, I'm gonna throw it out there, is first time that do I really want to throw that one out there? Was that a nah?
Go ahead then.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. I say my regret, I'm not gonna say how I said it before, but I'm gonna say stealing from Walmart. I'm gonna put it like that. If anyone knows me, then you know what happens with that. But yeah, so I changed that. But if I had to choose a memory that's equal value, I'm gonna say the first time I left my old middle school, because I went to 2 middle schools, one from 6th to 7th grade, one to 8th.
And you was happy?
I was actually happy. Like, from the circumstance it was, like, I was going to elite and I changed North Clayton. I would have to trade that. I would trade that just because with the whole but the whole Walmart situation, that happened in my 8th grade year. But if I had to take that away, then I'm gonna combo it. I'm gonna take back me going back to elite just because alright, we all know how 2020 went, COVID and all that. I didn't get to have graduation. We was on the, what's it called? On the concrete, in the parking lot. Okay. But I went to mine and I went to theirs. And it was just like that school was the first time I had never had to explain how my name was pronounced. And it was just like, I always would say like, damn, I wonder what happened if I stayed at that school. But when I didn't, look what happened in my life. It's great right now. So it's just like, you got that to look up to. But let's throw on to another thing about life and just being here. So you remember the movie Click with Adam Sandler? You know, with the little remote? Yeah. Alright, so if you was to get the remote, would you want the remote?
Would I want it? No. You
wouldn't want the remote?
I would not want that.
Why?
Because what's stopping you from not using it?
Yourself.
No. What's stopping people on cocaine from?
Oh, okay.
Like, come on, you gotta think of it. From the aspect of it.
Yeah, but we talk. All right, let's not say crackhead. Let's just say for you, for instance. But like, for me, if I had the option, like, you can choose whether to use it or not. But if I was to have the option to have it, because that's what you gotta look into first. Like, would you have it? Me personally, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, why I take it. Just like how we said we can never plan for what happens in life. Mm-hmm. I would take it, but I give myself a rule. I wouldn't, like, I'm gonna take it, but I gotta use it for at the moment decisions. Like
that's worse.
No. Like, cause if you think about it, real shit. At the moment, I'm making my decision. Like, let's just say we walking. It's a little extreme, but let's just say we walking, coming home. Somebody hop out the bush with a gun on some Batman, start a movie type, and pow. At that moment, I'm making a decision. Pause, rewind a couple seconds. Hey, Chris, let's not go this way. Let's go this way.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it.
Why you in the bush? You got ops.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm just saying.
okay, let's say we go across, let's say we just walking in the city, someone pop out behind the building, behind the car, and just give me money. Or, you know what, or just on some crackhead, or not even on some crackhead, or just on some real, just serial killer type, I don't even give a fuck, pop out. Like, we both did. Button, rewind. Chris, let's go this way.
How you just said we both did?
But I'm saying though, before that happened, so say you in front of me, you got a little faster walk. Mm-hmm. He shoots you first at that moment. Pause. Bring it back. All right, Chris. No. Let's not go this way. Let's go this way.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like see, like a split decision.
Because I mean, the likelihood of a nigga jumping out the bush on my ass just ain't real high right now.
I mean, it's not, but things happen. All right, let's say we just driving and it's like a car collision.
All right, that's a better example.
Okay. See,
but you driving, you getting the wreck. You the lone survivor, and you want to use the remote.
Rewind. Even because look, it's still fresh. I would have rewind something that happened before. If it's fresh, I'm gonna use
all
it.
of it will be fresh because you always have the remote.
No. Because let's say like I wouldn't rewind and change something. Because you know he could rewind like back type. Yeah. Like I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna
okay. So at what point are you getting it? Say you get it in the 8th grade.
No. Let's say you get it right now. Let's say we get it right now. I mean, in 8th grade, I wouldn't give it to myself. Hell no, I wouldn't give it to myself in 8th grade.
But you would use it. You would damn sure use it in the 8th grade.
Yeah, I would damn sure use it in 8th grade. But I'm saying I wouldn't give it to myself in 8th grade.
You wouldn't give it to yourself now.
No, I give it to myself now because I got better sense than that. Then what was that? 8th grade, 11.
Yo, as an 13. That's what I'm saying. Listen, as an 8th grader, you don't know that you don't got good sense. At 30 years old, you're gonna look back at yourself now. Damn, I didn't have good sense then.
Don't think about the future. Think about it right now, either right now or past. You never go future. You can go past or current. Current or past. If you was to give it to us, if you had to, if he came to you tonight and said, "Here," would you say yes or no? Now we ain't talking about if I was to get it at 30, if I was to get, if you was to get it right now. Then while you went to sleep at 2 o'clock, he just woke you up. Here. Would you take it? My answer would be yes. I want to take it.
I think it would though. My answer would still be no. But
let's not even say you had the remote. But if you had to choose an option out of those two, if you rather have a pause button in life or a rewind button,
I feel like the pause button just wouldn't really serve a purpose.
You won't think the pause button would serve a purpose?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Why so? Well, I mean,
split
you pause it and
decisions.
So okay, you're gonna pause it and just think about it, type shit.
I mean, think about how many decisions you had that where it was a split decision. Like you had to think about it, like you had to come up with your answer right then and there, but you wasn't prepared to answer.
Even if you had to rewind, but you can give the answer and just go back.
All right. All right, let's put a rule on it then. Your rewind can go 15 seconds.
15 seconds on rewind.
15 seconds on rewind. 15 seconds on the pause.
It's still the same.
All right, let's take it to another direction. And let's say fuck the remote. Same person was come to you. If you were given the option to like either relive your life or watch your life, and I'm gonna say, what I mean by that is like this: either you could relive your life, like from, let's just say, your first memory. I'm not even gonna say birth. Let's say your first memory up until this morning. Or would you rewatch your life from your first memory to like this morning?
I would definitely relive it.
If I
had to choose.
Now with this relive, let's say you can't change nothing. Just like when you rewatch, like watch it, you can't change that movie. That movie's gonna happen. Like let's say
I relive, I can't change that.
No, like you got you just go back to your first memory and think like ain't nothing happened. Like you just continue on. Like everything happens as it is. You just get to relive that experience.
If I rewatch it, can I skip through it?
I mean, you can skip through it. You can skip, pause, play.
I'd rather rewatch it than relive it.
Why though?
Why? Because I'm just on to more things.
No, I'm saying like
if it's an experience I've already had, then I mean, it's like
it'll just be a new. Like it'll just be like renew for you. Like let's say if you was to want to rewatch Naruto. And someone was to take all your memories of ever watching or anything that happened, you just rewatch it as it was something that was new to you. Just like with this. You can go back to your first memory and continue to live on. Like to relive all the things as it was just newly happening or rewatch everything like, damn, that was straight.
That's wrong. I don't want to rewatch that because it's like 6, 8, 7, 800 episodes. I just don't want to do it again.
I mean, you're not literally talking.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm looking. Look.
Alright.
I feel like everything that has happened. It's not. You even just said I can't change anything.
Yeah, no.
I would just be reliving it. So I just feel like from this point, I feel like the excitement on my life is in the future rather than the past. So I feel like I should look forward rather than backwards. So I wouldn't want to relive anything. I mean, maybe re-watching it, re-experience it, to kind of get a gauge of like how I felt in that moment. But like as far as reliving it, no.
I mean, I feel as though that question really comes into how you think you live. Because like for some people, or I say just for me in this instance, I know for a fact if my childhood, I loved my childhood. Every moment of it was great. To go back and relive it, like, just think of some of those memories, like the joy I felt when I figured out I made the basketball team in 8th grade. Like, I would love to relive that joy feeling. Like, the feeling of when I got to, I mean, well, not physically, I wouldn't say walk across the stage, but walk across the parking lot and grab my principal's hand. Like, that was a joyous moment for me. Like, that, even though it wasn't, a real joyous graduation, but, it was, shout out to CCPS. But, yeah, like, that moment, like, someone said stuff like that, like, yeah, you could rewatch it. Don't get me wrong, like, I'll really rewatch it if I could, but, like, if you know that you live that grand scheme life, like, or some of the things that you wish, like, oh damn, I remember when I did that, I didn't know what was going to happen, and it just turned out amazing. Like, I feel like for an older person, like, let's just say someone in their 80s that been through hell and back, to go back and relive through all that, I feel like they would. Like that's
yeah. I mean, you're in the end of your life.
Mm-hmm. But all right, so you said you would watch it. If you had 2 tickets to your viewing, let's say you could pull somebody to come to that whatever movie theater or whatever to go in with you, who would you get those 2 tickets to? Or would you even give out those tickets?
Not at all. Why would I do that?
Not at all. So you don't think there's one person, now even one person in this whole world that you would say like, this is who I am, come see who I am? Not even.
I don't think so.
No?
Not really. I don't think so.
Let's say.
I feel like they know. I feel like they know enough.
They know enough?
Type shit. I feel like you really don't know everything about somebody.
What about if it, well, no, I don't want to say into the future, but would you feel like, no, actually, I don't think about into the future. Would you feel like if you was to get married, or if you was to have, like, meet the one, would you feel like that will be where your ticket go? Or do you feel like you don't even want to open up that much?
I don't even want to. I don't think I would still not want to. Only because, like, I don't know. It's just like, that's my stuff. It's not even that. It's my stuff. Honestly, it's just on the fence about watching it in general. But I mean, hey, turn it around, look to the future, man.
I mean,
with everything.
For me, I mean, I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't even pick my sister or none of my siblings because it's just like, that's something that, I mean, they was a part of for some of the time. But as far as right now, I can say I have one person, I'll say my whole life that I would actually say like, hey, come watch this movie. Just because I trust them that much. And like, I know I want to rewatch it. Like, let me show you, like, you know me, like I said, they met me about 4 or 5 years ago. And it's just like, when they met me, it was probably at the end of my childhood. Probably, let me see, that beginning of high school. Yeah, they met me in my 9th grade year. So that was the end of that childish, like, childhood stage. Let me show you why I'm like that. Let me show you why I'm like this. You met me at this moment. I'm gonna show you how I made it to this moment. But, man, been a minute though. But last thing for real, before, I know you gotta go to work, get out of here.
Show that.
Yeah. Do you feel like in life, when you get hit with those moments, like all things we just talked about, like where it comes to just frustration or anger or whatever emotions you feel like, do you feel like when you gotta make split decisions, or when you gotta like do something right there on the fly, like, or something doesn't go your way, do you have a way to like cope with that or like deal with that in a healthy way and not really so just letting it ball up or just
with just like sadness or something like that?
Not even just with sadness. Like, I don't want to just say sadness, just like when something's overwhelming, because you can be overwhelmed with a lot of things and do something, like you can be overwhelmed with joy and end up messing up because you was too anxious, or like, do you just feel like you have a healthy way of like just dealing with yourself?
Probably just like distracting myself with like something that brings me pleasure. All right, hooping, bring me pleasure. Just little things that I don't give you the thrill or just something like that. Or really just distract you or take your mind away from it. Because I mean, when you think about something all the time, that's who you become. It kind of consumes you. So it's like just to get that distraction or break from the reality, or just a dark reality, is like that. It wouldn't be like a way to cope or a way to deal for me.
Because it's not, I feel as though like for mostly just like us, I don't know, I say us, I mean like dudes just in general, like it don't come easy. Like it takes that life part is what really helps you figure out exactly what is best for you in that that whole coping mechanism, or just like how to deal with your true self, your true emotions. Like how I deal with mine now, I never be able to find that if I didn't go through some of the stuff that I went through. Like I'd never be able to deal with some of the stuff like when it came to like just whether something was too like bigger than myself. Like this was something that was way just going on. Well, I'll sit back and think about it, or I'll sit and it'll come over. Like, nah, at certain points, like you got it. So like, not every single thing you have to do on your own. Or like, if you don't have a good way of just understanding it, it's gonna fuck you up like completely.
Yeah.
Like I know a couple people that we all know, like that didn't even have those outlets, or still looking for those outlets, that's either searching that right now, or it's just like they ain't searching no more because God rest their soul, but they're gone. Overall though, I feel like I don't want to tell nobody to just throw yourself into no big name or no big part situations or to do it, but it's just like at certain points in time, just like you really just gotta think like, all right, well, what make like I'm mad right now? What am I gonna do? Like we get angry, mad, and we don't even think about what we doing.
Yeah, we want to sit and be mad.
Now you gotta sometimes you just gotta chill and relax.
Yeah, get it together.
Taking it for home. Do you think? When was the last time you say you got mad? Like
I don't really get mad like that. I honestly can't even remember. I get irritated or like pissed off. Whenever I'm irritated or pissed off, I remove myself because I don't like stuff like make me boil over. Well, no, I was pretty mad yesterday at that game. I was pretty mad. But I mean, shit like that, you gotta shake it off, bro. It is what it is, honestly. At a certain point, especially after it's over, because it ain't shit like you said, ain't shit you can change.
Ain't shit you can do.
You can't change nothing about it. Ain't no reason to dwell on it.
I'm not gonna lie, basketball, sports in general brings out just a whole side of anger for anybody. Especially if you really take it like you just. I don't want to say be passionate about it, but like if you just like that anger, whether it be like a hard foul or a bad call or anything, like you'll go from being so calm or just being mellow, like just leveled out to 100 like that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm gonna play basketball, bro.
That's why
bro, that's a whole different thing. But man, thanks for being, like I said, thanks for being a part here, being here today for me. It was didn't go as great how I planned. Thank you, my cameraman Price. Thanks. Things didn't go as planned, but as time goes on, I'm gonna get better on it. Thanks for joining the party, y'all, for being a part of it. A2W game for sure. But stay tuned for the next episode. Make sure like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Know when you got another episode of London to the World. And yeah. First of all,